Yeah, we're going to get a little personal. I did a long form video, and Sandy Levinson touched upon the 25th Amendment. And we need to talk about Trump's health a little bit. I want to share my experience. I'm not going to say too much about what's going on with Trump, but I want you to know that I'm being reminded a lot of my mom's last years. So I shared with you before, I believe. It was not easy the last few years. There was, I had to go to court to get guardianship over her. I made a memorial website. It started out as cognitive therapy. She interacted with me. I could write and put her poetry and engage with her and her appreciate, be touched by publishing her writings. So it became a tool for me to CYA because there was no working relationship with the doctors. And anyway, that's my mom. I think she's 40 there, actually. Trying to think about it. If I go back to, she's resting now. I closed that. That's the last page. Finding the key. I'm just showing you this website because it gives you an idea of the depth that I will dig to. I'm not going to read this to you, but sharing what I compiled as a tool to communicate when my mom has gotten to the point where she couldn't communicate effectively for herself anymore. I know now, and we did in the last few months of her life together, we did the autism testing, and she recognized herself, and I think it gave her a little bit of validation. It was a hard life. So I'm going, these things that I'm showing, I went over with her. I talked with her, dug in. So when I tell you that I'm seeing things in the news that are triggering, I don't know if I can turn this off or not, and turn that up. She had transient slackening in the face, and she'll, once she engages and we get through the fog a little bit, it goes away. And I showed this to a health professional, and she thought it was remarkable. I'm seeing in slow speed the lack of inhibitions becoming greater. I'm seeing the rudeness, the risk-taking, the injuries. I'm seeing those. This is something to look into. She died with a diagnosis of Lewy bodies dementia because I got medical decision-making authority after a court battle to get her to a neurologist. When the neurologist said that she suspected Lewy bodies dementia, my mom asked her, "Is that bad?" And what do you tell someone? We told her that, well, the good thing is there's some things to try. And she didn't respond to any of them. Anyway, I'm telling you, if you haven't seen it up close before, there are markers as to what trajectory Trump's health seems to be on. It seems very familiar to me right now. All right, so I'm not a news commentary, but I am sharing you my life perspective and trying to make sense out of things. Welcome to my kitchen.